In this video, we are going to look at what are physical and chemical changes. So, things, higher points to keep in mind whenever physical and chemical changes are considered. The first is that matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. So, whatever it might be, no matter how little or negligible, as far as it has mass, certain mass, and it occupies space, it's a matter. So let's take, for example, the smallest particle, which is the atom. An atom has a certain mass and it occupies space. So an atom is also a matter. In fact, it's the building block of all matters, the atom. So the second point is that matter undergoes changes. It changes state or changes forms. So change of state is change, for example, from solid to liquid, from liquid to gas, or from solid to gas directly. So that's change of state. Change of form is, as the name implies, it changes from one form to another. For example, when iron rust, it changes from one form to the other. So the third point is that these changes that matter undergoes can be temporary, hence easily reversed, or can be permanent, that's irreversible. So a physical change, by definition, is a change of state that is temporary, easily reversed, and no new substances are formed. Here's an example to better illustrate this. So we have an ice, and after heating this ice, it melts down to water. So here, this is a physical change because the ice is still water, still H2O, and when it melts, it just changes state. It changes from solid to liquid. So no new substances are formed. It's just the same substance. Ice is water, is H2O, and water is also H2O. So no new substances are formed, as the definition. No new substances are formed, and it is easily reversed. This sign shows that it is both ways. So from ice, it melts to water, and it can, when the heat is removed, when it is cooled, it can freeze back to ice. So this is a good example of a physical change, because no new substances are formed. It just changes state from solid to liquid, and it is reversible because you can freeze water back to ice. So let's see what chemical changes are. A chemical change, by definition, is a change of state that is temporary, that is permanent, not easily reversed, and new substances are formed. So here's a good example of that. Wood. When you burn wood, it turns into ashes and smoke. So here, this arrow shows one direction. It's not just the same as this both direction arrow. So this is an irreversible action, because when you burn wood, that's the old substance. When you burn it and get ash and smoke, those are the new substances. So you cannot just take ash and smoke and reverse the action back to it. That's impossible. So this is a good example of a chemical change, because new substances are formed and the change is not irreversible. So that's a permanent change. So here are some questions. It says, classify the following into physical or chemical changes. One says melting of candle wax. So here's a hint. Whenever you hear melting, it's generally physical changes, because when something melts, it doesn't change form, it just changes state. Maybe it changes from solid to liquid, and as in this case, melting of candle wax. So when you take a candle wax and subject it to some certain heat, some certain temperature, it melts. It just changes state from solid to liquid. No new substances are formed. It's the same candle wax. So this is because no new substances are formed, and it is easily reversible. no new substances are formed, and when you cool the candle wax, it solidifies again and turn back into its solid state. So this is a physical change. So there is heads and down. Number 2, it says the solution of common salt in water. Common salt, that's the salt we eat. That's basically sodium chloride. So when sodium chloride dissolves in water, no new substances are formed. It just dissolve in water, and no new substances are formed. You have 1 point, and it is easily reversed, because if you evaporate the water out of the solution, it turns back to you get your salt back, so it is easily reversible. These 2 points qualifies the solution of common salt in water as a physical change. So here's the third one. It says rusting of iron. So when iron rots, it changes form, not set anymore. It's still solid, but it changes form, and a new substance form. So here, new substance is formed. You have 1 point, and when you have a rusted iron, there's no any reaction that will turn it back to a normal iron. That's a permanent change, so not reversible. These 2 points qualifies rusting of iron as a chemical change, not a physical change, a chemical change, a change that is permanent and it cannot be reversed. So the fourth one says heating of water to produce steam. When you heat water, it turns into from a liquid state to a gaseous state. So it's still water, but in a gaseous state. And if you cool it down, it turns back into a liquid water. So no new substances are formed, still water. That's a point, and it is easily reversed. So these 2 points qualifies for heating of water to produce steam as a physical change. No new substances are formed, and it is easily reversed. So the fifth one says combustion of butane in the presence of oxygen. So here is the equation for the reaction. When I have butane, that's CH, that's C4H, butane, that's C4H10. So when you react it with oxygen, it produces carbon dioxide and water. So this is the general equation for the reaction. To balance it, we need four carbons, and hydrogen, that's 10. We need 5 here, that's 8. 8 plus 5, that's 13. So we need 13/2. So this is the equation for the reaction. So as you can see clearly, here is a butane. It reacts with oxygen in the presence of heat and produces carbon dioxide and water. So new substances are formed, and the reaction is not easily reversible. So these 2 points qualifies combustion of butane in the presence of oxygen as a chemical change. So chemical change is a permanent change, and it's not easily reversed. So thanks for watching.